What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com bringing home the bacon MLB DFS video for Tuesday, September 24th, 2024. We are back with another baseball video. Just like before, what we're going to do is we're going to go over each position. We're going to give you about 5 plays at each position. If you want to see even more than that, go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, which you see right now on the channel. On top of that, we have a ton of information for MLB, from player projections to simulation models down to bullpen statistics and the ballpark factors and umpire factors. So we got a lot of things going for you. It's the full final week of all of the teams. So come next Monday or the end of Sunday, it is playoff baseball. And if you don't know what it is, it's a little bit better than this week, just because this week's a little iffy. Because a lot of teams who are already out, you're going to see a lot of people get called up. People vying for playoff spots are still going to try. Teams that are out are just seeing what they've got in the minors. So we're still going to give you content. We're going to go through that. If you've never been with us before, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. I think we need 16 more subscribers to hit 10,000. I think we can do it in this video. We are going to have one lifetime giveaway if we can hit that today. So we're very excited to hit that mark. If you've never been here before, we do have giveaways every single video. One way to win in this video: like the video, be a subscriber, and leave a comment. If this video gets at least 50 likes, you have a chance at a free week of FTA+. That's a week of all sports that we do. Secondly, get 100 likes on the video, have a chance at a free month. 150 likes on the video, a chance at a free $200 a year. 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a $500 lifetime pass. So make sure you check that out. Also, make sure to check out all the NFL content that we have. We're going very hard on it. There'll be a Thursday Night Football Showdown video that will break down Thursday Night Football, and we'll build lineups. We're using SaberSim if you've been with us. We did a main slate breakdown on the video went out Saturday, and it killed overnight, and you guys loved it. Problem was, this week was very off. Would love to know how your guys' year-long leagues went. I'm in 3 year-long leagues, and one of my leagues, I scored 37 because I lost Kupp to injury. I lost Kenneth Walker to injury. I lost, who else? I lost a couple other people to injury. Their replacements got like 1 fantasy point. It was absolutely nuts. So we're still going to have a breakdown there. We're going to have the matchup tool that we're going to go over. We're going to cover that too. So if you guys are interested, go check out all of that content. Let's get into today's video. So the sponsored video, always Outlier.bet. Check them out if you want some insights for NFL for this coming weekend, such as the Detroit Lions are 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 games. As a favorite, the spread is open at 4.5. So just stuff like this. They've got great insights. You can go into the games. You can go NFL Week 4. You then can click on, for instance, the Cowboys or the Giants, both 1 and 2 teams, both terrible teams. You can go look at the money lines, the spreads, the props. I don't know if they're in the, so first touchdown score, you can check all of that out. So make sure you go check out Outlier. The link to sign up is in the description down below. A normal package for $20 a month, and you sign up using our link, they're going to give you a 7-day free trial. We are going to give you a free month of FTA Plus if you sign up with our link. Do their $130 pro package, we are going to give you 3 months free, which is a $90 value. So go check them out right now. So that being said, we're going to do the video. We're going to look at them. We may build a lineup through here using SaberSim. And then what we're going to do is we're going to give you the pitches be crazy, which is the 5 pitchers that have the best matchups on paper against teams that strike out the most. We call that pitches be crazy. And then at the very end, we are going to go through and give you all of the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating through the early simulations that we have done. So that being said, let's take a look. Number 1 pitcher on the slate for me today. And again, a lot of things can go iffy this week, so definitely play a little lighter than you might. But there's still people playing, and I wanted to give you guys content. So Framber Valdez going up against Seattle. He is the most expensive. He is at $10,000. He is going up against Seattle, who strikes out the most. Splits-wise, he's already faced, this is the problem, he's faced them 3 times this year. 0-2 records, 17 innings pitched, 18 hits allowed, 10 earned runs, 13 strikeouts. He has not fared well against them. Lately, he has done well. just kind of seeing if maybe one of the starts against Seattle was bad. So he did have one start, 5.2 innings, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks, and then he did get lit up. Oh no, he did 6 innings there, 3 hits, and then the very first time he faced them, 5. So he's actually done better as of late against them. I know it's very hard to take a $10,000 pitcher, but after the crap show we saw yesterday with 4 games, we got to get in there. Framber Valdez at $10,000. I'm okay with him. I don't love that price. You guys know us. We don't love a $10,000 price, but he is there. I do like his matchup there. Number 2, I've got Eovaldi. He's going up against Oakland. Oakland strikes out the 5th most out of any team. Not so much at home, but they do strike out there. He's already faced them once this year, 5.2 innings, 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts. Had dominating stuff there. He's 8,700. He is coming off a bad start against Toronto where he had 7 earned runs and minus 3.3. Been a couple of games where he hasn't had good outings. Great outing against the Yankees. Fantastic outing against the White Sox. So I've got Eovaldi, number 2 on this slate here. And a lot of things can change throughout the day. So that's why we have a cheat sheet where we have all the positions, cash and tournaments, usually about 6 to 7 players at each position. And then we get to outfield about 12 to 14 cash, 12 to 14 tournaments. So we have a ton of a great player pool that you can use specifically if you are using SaberSim to build some of your lineups. So make sure to listen. Go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com and sign up today. What I'm going to do today only, if you go to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, sign up for FTA Plus, purchase a monthly package, which is a $30 value. If you today only, anyone who signs up for a monthly package, I'm going to give you a free month on top of that. So 2 months for one package. Check it out. All you got to do is go sign up. If you're ever in any trouble at all, email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. That's dfshelp, the number 1 at gmail.com, and we will get you squared away. So the third pitcher I have on the slate is Kevin Gausman. Now, this is where we're kind of in a different sense. Or wait a minute. Give me a second. Let me pause the video real quick. That's my bad. It is Kevin Gausman's spot in the rotation, but he left the game hurt last time, and they don't know if he's going to make the start, so it should be, and I think it's already confirmed, it is Bowden Francis. Now, again, this is a week where maybe we go through a lot of these things, and then out of nowhere, they switch it up. So that's definitely something to pay attention to. But number 3 is Bowden Francis. I'd rather look at him. He's going up against Boston, who strikes out 3rd most out of any team. And we look at this, like, he hasn't had the best outings, a couple of starts here, but obviously he faced Boston last time. 7 innings, 5 Ks in that game. The game before that against the Angels, he had 41 fantasy points, 8 innings, 12 strikeouts. So against Boston this year, he's faced him twice, 8 innings pitched, 1 hit allowed, 5 strikeouts, 15.7 fantasy points. He's really coming into his own. Toronto, they didn't do too well this year, but, I like Bowden Francis here at number 3 is where I'm placing him at. Next one I'm looking at, it's a little bit, but I'm looking at Bailey Ober, number 4. 8,600. Again, it's basically all the pricing's basically the same there, which, we'll take what we can get. He's going up against Miami at home, splits-wise. He has not faced Miami this year. When he pitches at home, he does have a 4.07 ERA, so it's a little bit up there. But he does get to go up against Miami. They're not so good against the right-handed pitching. It's Jake Berger. It's Jake Berger and then just a few people that maybe you do stack around. I'm taking Bailey Ober in this one. We do look at his game logs, coming off a fantastic start against a very good Cleveland team. Didn't do so well against Cincinnati. Did really well against Kansas City and Toronto. So I am taking him. I've got him number 4. And then what I'm looking at, honestly, we look at this. Logan Gilbert is not guaranteed. He's not confirmed yet. So we're kind of looking at that. But I'm kind of taking a little bit of look at Michael King. He's going up against the Dodgers. He has faced him 3 times this year, 15.1 innings, 1-0 record, 7 earned runs, 20 strikeouts. Remember, he pitched in Korea to start the season. That was 6 months ago. Cannot believe this MLB season is already over. It's wild. We've had a great ride here on YouTube. A lot of new subscribers, which has been awesome. Kind of bittersweet, but, we're on to football. Once MLB is done, NBA is about a month away from now. And stick around because we do a lot of things with NBA. But I do have Michael King, number 5. He is 9,100, so a little bit more expensive. But he has had success against the Dodgers. Now, the Dodgers have already clinched. Don't know if they're going to be putting out their A squad out there this last week. That's something to kind of monitor. But I do have him, number 5, that I think he'll be a little bit underowned because he is going up against the Dodgers. So then we move to the catcher position. Adley Rutschman up against Clark Schmidt. Now, Clark Schmidt, a real hard time getting through 6 innings a lot of the times. He's done it a couple of times. He's had some great strikeout games, but he's struggled to get through. Again, the Yankees just need to win one of these games to clinch the division. Now, if they do it today, I think Baltimore probably rests a lot of their starters, so it's do or die here. I think Adley Rutschman comes to play. Number 2, I do have Cal Raleigh going up against Framber Valdez because Cal Raleigh, the big dumper, switch hitter, so I've got him number 2. Number 3 is Yonder Diaz on the flip side of that. If it is Logan Gilbert or whoever Seattle throws out there, I will take Yonder Diaz. Number 4 is Will Smith going up against Michael King. If you want to see how some of these players do BVP-wise, we do have that under the website. MLB tab, then we've got BVP, and you can go check all of that out for you completely free on the website. And number 5, I do have Austin Wells. I love Austin Wells. He's been heating up pretty much. He's going up against Dean Kramer. So if we look at what Dean Kramer has done, started off well. We've got a 4.19 ERA. He's already faced the Yankees twice this year. 11.2 innings, 4 earned runs, 8 strikeouts. Just the way he's been hitting, I think Austin Wells makes a lot of sense as our number 5 catcher. First base. Looking at first base. And it's Ohtani. I know it's Ohtani. Ohtani is 7,500. That's very, very expensive. It's very hard to do anything with that. Outfield or first base, he's obviously clear number 1, but it is very hard to build a lineup when he is in there unless you find value plays that make a lot of sense today. So I'm going to take Ohtani off there, but best player. So number 1, I've got Pete Alonso. Alonso going up against Spencer Schwellenbach. He's 4,800, going to save a lot of money. Number 2, I've got Freddie Freeman in this lineup here against Michael King. I do not mind him as number 2. Number 3 is Christian Walker going up against Logan Webb. 4, I've got Paul Goldschmidt going up against Ryan Feltner. And then number 5, I do have Matt Olson going up against Luis Severino. Matt Olson, very weird year out of him, 246 batting average. Lately, he's been hitting. It's been since September 6th since he's gotten 0 fantasy points. The home runs have been there. The on-base has been there. I do like Matt Olson at number 5 going up against Luis Severino. Second base. We look at our second baseman here. Jose Altuve going up against Logan Gilbert. I do like it because Altuve leads off, so I really like that. Ketel Marte is number 2. He is very expensive at 6,200, but he's been hitting. There's a reason he is that expensive. Number 3, I really like Brendan Donovan here in Colorado, and I think he'll go under-owned as my 3rd highest first baseman at the moment. Number 4, I do like Ozzie Albies going up against Luis Severino. I do kind of like Atlanta as a stack. And then number 5, Marcus Semien going up against Mitch Spence in Oakland. I do like Marcus Semien there. So we move to the third base side here. Number 1, it's wild to see number 1 on this list is Jazz. I don't have him number 1. I have Alex Bregman number 1, as long as he's in this game against Logan Gilbert or whoever the pitcher is. Number 2, I have Manny Machado going up against Landon Knack. I just do not trust Landon Knack. The Dodgers pitching is kind of suspect this year. Number 3, I've got Nolan Arenado going up against Ryan Feltner. Again, it's going to be very expensive taking batters in this Coors game. So kind of when you're trying to build lineups and you know that the players in Colorado are going to be the highest, that's where I would sometimes fade the highest game and go to the second highest game and look for the ownership percentages there because they're going to be a little bit cheaper there. Going to be a little bit low owned too. And if you want to see all of the projections and ownership projections, those are on our cheat sheet. You can check that out at FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. Number 4, I've got Jazz. So he is very expensive, but I like this matchup here against Dean Kramer. And then number 5, if he is in this lineup, Matt Chapman. I really like Matt Chapman in this one. A little bit cheaper going up against Brandon Pfaadt. Matt Chapman against Arizona this year. 9 games, 1 home run, 8.4 fantasy points, a 303 batting average. Then we move to the shortstop position today. A lot of day-to-day and IL spots and stuff like that. Corey Seager, is he coming back soon? No, he's out. Yep, so he's season-ended surgery, so got a sports hernia. So he is out for the year. I ask because my season-long league just wrapped up. Won it 11-0. Category-wise, final week, championship, 11-0. The only category that was a tie was quality, starts at 5. And I saw someone pick up Corey Seager, so I was curious. But it's a keeper league, so probably picked him up last day. You could pick people up to have a keeper league, and that makes a lot of sense. So, number 1, Gunnar Henderson. Gunnar Henderson against Clark Schmidt. I like Gunnar Henderson. Very expensive at $6,300, but I like him. Number 2, I do have Mason Wynn. Again, though, it is in Colorado, so his price is up there a little bit. 3, Carlos Carrasco. Going up against Ryan Weathers. Love to see Carlos Correa going up against a lefty. I've got him number 3. Number 4 is Zach Neto. Zach is a little bit cheaper. If you come down here, did I miss him? 4,300. I do like Zach Neto here. And then number 5, I am looking at, honestly, depending on where we're at, Luis Angel Acuna is where I'd go when we're trying to build here. A little bit cheaper at 3,800, 379 batting average as long as he's in this game, which makes sense because the Mets are, they want to keep that playoff hope and get into the playoffs. They're going to play everyone they possibly can. So a cheaper option there at number 5 for shortstop. Then we move to the outfield. Number 1, Ohtani, obviously he's out. We're not going to use him. We're not going to talk about him because he's great. Judge is actually $7,000, which is a very high price. But here we are. I do have him on there, but he's not number 1 for me because his price is so high. Number 1, I've actually got Fernando Tatis Jr. Number 2, I've got Starling Marte. 3, Kyle Tucker. 4, Aaron Judge. 5, Mookie Betts. 6, Corbin Carroll. 7, Anthony Santander because he absolutely loves to hit against the Yankees. 8, Alec Burleson. 9, Yordan, who is day-to-day, did leave on Sunday, so that is definitely something to monitor. And then number 10, I've got Marcell Ozuna in this lineup here. So those are your top 5s, and then top 10 at the outfield position. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the pitches be crazy. So these are all of the pitchers that have the best matchups against teams that strike out. We've got the 5 here. So Framber Valdez versus Seattle. Number 2 is Michael McGreevy at Colorado. Now, this one is 6,600. It's got a .9 ERA. Problem is, don't know what the innings are going to be like. Getting called up, and he's in Coors. That scares me a little bit. But McGreevy at number 2, just because Colorado, they do strike out the second most out of any team. But at home, they strike out a little bit less. So be careful with that one. Number 3 is Bowden Francis because I believe it's going to be Bowden Francis. If it is Kevin Gossman, he would be there as well for the number 3 spot. So whoever the Toronto pitcher is the number 3 pitches be crazy pitcher for today. Number 4 is Tobias Myers at Pittsburgh. And number 5, Nate Eovaldi at Oakland Coliseum. Now, all of the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating, not a ton right now, but once the news comes out, the weather, all updates throughout the day, these will change a little bit. Number 1, Ellie De La Cruz versus Tanner Bibby. Number 2 is Bobby Witt Jr. 3 is Jonathan India. Now, these are all day. So we obviously had 5 early games. We covered just the main slate today, but there are 5 early games as well. But our content on the website will have early slates as well. Number 4 is Aaron Judge. 5 is Andrew Benintendi. 6 is Lars Nootbaar. 7, Vladdy. 8, Juan Soto. 9, Spencer Horwitz. 10, Rhys Hoskins. 11, Rowdy Tellez. And number 12, as of right now, Gary Sanchez versus Bailey Falter. So there you have it. Those are the breakdowns. Those are the top 5s. Those are everything that we talked about. If you want to get a little bit crazy and you want to build a lineup, we can definitely do that. So just a quick little build off of what we've talked about. Now, we've used SaberSim. to build. So you go through, you make your adjustments, such as you can find them here. So you can go through and maybe you want to, let's for instance, and this is why we love SaberSim. You get 5-day free trial right now. So if you want to check it out, I definitely suggest checking it out for baseball, but more specifically for all the sports that they have. But what I would do is if you don't feel comfortable looking at a Coors game here, take out the Coors players. Okay? Then come through here and apply. So it does all the work for you. It simulates and makes 5,000 lineups, which is great. Then you can go through and simulate just different ones. So if you want to get a little crazy, you can see 2 Oakland guys. You can see 3 Oakland, 3 Mariners, 1 Arizona, 1 Baltimore, and then your pitchers Schwellenbach and Jonathan Cannon, if you want to look at it that way. What's great is you can do simulation, or you can do contest sims too, which is fantastic. And it, depending on the contest you're in, maybe it's $1, 20 multi-entry, whatever it is, it'll simulate and it'll come down here. It'll show you the stacks. It'll show you the slate it's on. And it'll show you projected return on investment as long as everything plays out. So looking at this, I do like these lineups. Get a little bit sneaky, especially towards the end of the season. Everyone's going to be on certain teams. Maybe they're not on Oakland, so you want to do an Oakland stack. So there's just different ways to go about building out there. And yeah, if you want Ohtani in that lineup, here's what an Ohtani lineup would look like, whatever you're able to. So as you can see, Dean Kramer against the Yankees, very underowned, 0%, or it'll be probably like 5%. Ryan Weathers would be very underowned. But that's the kind of lineup that you build with it. You got Freeman, Ohtani, and Betts. If you wanted to go a Dodger stack, you got to get creative, like with a Marlins stack. So then you think Bailey Ober's not going to do good, so you go with the Marlins in that stack. That's the only lineup out of 5,000 that had Ohtani in it. So that's probably saying something. It might not be feasible to put him in there. And now, again, these are only simulations. These are early. Anything can happen. I get that. But that's just kind of the thought process there. If you want to see more, if you want to see everything on the website, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, MLB, NASCAR, NBA, NFL, PGA, and MMA, go check it out. And don't forget, if you guys sign up, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, sign up for a month today only. We're going to give you a free month on top of that. So go check it out. Good luck today. And as always, let's bring home some bacon. Peace.